Devon's table, but it's not just Devon's table. It is
Sylvia Gainier and
Faith Ford.
we are here because when it's the holiday time, you got relatives in, and we just decided to make it a party, right?
we love partying.
We do love partying, and we hate waste. We hate waste, and that's what this show is about.
So today we're going to talk about the misfits. Do you remember Rudolph? Do you ever watch Rudolph?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, yes.
And you know, he was at the island of misfit toys, and all they wanted was a home. And sometimes we have produce in our refrigerator that we keep looking at it going, well, someday it'll have a home, and then it starts looking a little bit sad, or it's a part of something that you've never used before. Say, example, the tops off of carrots. We're going to figure out how to give it a great home that is delicious, and you would never even know that it didn't look perfect.
Wow, how do you do that?
So it's really simple. So I have some parsley here that we grew here at Green Door Gourmet, some organic parsley. And what you're going to do is, this has already been pre-washed. So I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to take all those things right there, and into the food processor bowl it goes, okay? And then I'll do the same thing with this. As a matter of fact, I'll let you undo that, and I'll let you undo that one, and you're just going to...
Do that?
Yep. Just dump them right on in there.
Yay. Don't you go away and leave me.
You got it? Frustration's getting, girl.
I don't have as much frustration as she does. She drove a long way to be here. Okay.
Perfect. And that goes in. And then what I would do is I would go through and I would pick the leaves off of these carrot tops.
Okay.
Most people see carrots, they get them in the store, they take them home. The first thing they do is cut the tops off and throw the tops away. Don't do that. The tops you can use in stock, or you can make chimichurri. So today we're making chimichurri. You ever made chimichurri before?
I haven't, but I've had it.
You've had it?
Yes, but I haven't made it.
Chimichurri. I've never even heard that word. You see, you get two chefs in the kitchen. They know all the terminology. I don't.
But I miss it.
It's first cousin to pesto, but you're not using cheese and nuts.
Okay.
So when we are digging a bunch of carrots out of the field, if the carrots have a little bit of misshape or something like that, all those come to the kitchen and we process those. We take the tops off. So what I would do is I would actually take just the leaves and finish filling this up. I would take my spices here. So we have oregano, we have red pepper flakes, we have some thyme, we have red wine vinegar, we have chopped garlic, we have some salt. We would not use all of that. It's to taste, so it's better to have a little extra there. So if you need a little more, you add a little more. But this is so flavorful, you really don't need a lot of salt. It's going to have this great herbaceous pow that comes out from grinding all these things down. And then you use the olive oil to kind of blend it all together.
Wow.
So what we do is we'd finish taking all of these, add this till it's full, add our recipe, which you'll find at greendoorgourmet.com. Or you can come see us in the market and I can tell you how to do it. Put this right on the food processor itself, pulse until it kind of is pesto in texture.
Yep.
Then take it out, serve it over a steak. You will be like, oh, wow. My world just changed.
I know, I loved it when
really
I
good.
used to have it. We don't have that in Louisiana where I live.
Deviled eggs.
See, now you will because
Now
you
I
can
need
make
to
it
make
your own.
it.
Yeah.
You use it on deviled eggs?
I know you grow carrots down there.
I don't grow carrots.
Well,
but it's hard.
somebody can
No,
grow
we can
carrots.
get them. There's an organic farm near us, so we can get them.
So just say, I want my tops.
Just
Okay.
don't throw all the stuff away. Go to Green Door Gourmet. I bet you're going to find a way to use a lot of the stuff that you've been wasting. And that's part of the thing that a chef will do that maybe a cook wouldn't know to do necessarily. And so, oh my gosh, this really, how would you use it in a deviled egg?
Oh, you would just put a little dollop on top.
Oh, okay.
And even put a little sriracha with that and make it spicy and herbaceous at the same time. So good.
And how do you say the word again?
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri. The recipe at greendoorgourmet.com. Yum, yum,
Not
yum.
chimichurri, chimichurri.
Not shimmy shimmy cocoa pop.
No, chimichurri.
Not chimichanga.
Chimichurri.
But you can probably find a recipe for all of those things at greendoorgourmet.com. Hey, we'll be right back. Stick around to the end of the show where we'll join you one more time.
Do some of your plants look brown and dead following the extreme cold temperatures that we've had in the past couple of weeks? I'm Peter Grimaldi. I'm the Vice President of Gardens and Facilities at Cheekwood, and we're going to put this freeze event, the damage that it created, into a bit of context and also turn your frown upside down. So I'd like for you guys to remember 3 things. Number 1, with respect to damage to broadleaf evergreens, which is what we're most concerned about, such as these Distilleum and hollies behind me, the best thing to do is be patient. Relax for a minute and wait, and let's let Mother Nature play its course. Because the question is, how far into the plant and through its different tissues and through its different ages of tissues did this frost damage get? And for that, we're going to need some time. Wait until March, April, perhaps even later, to make final decisions on the plant material in your garden. In some cases, it may not require much more management than cleaning the brown and fallen leaves up off of the ground. But remember too, that dropping leaves is a process that actually requires energy from the plant, right? To sever and drop a leaf, the plant has to build little rows of cells and abscise that leaf. That requires energy, and these plants aren't doing a whole lot right now in the middle of the winter time. So most of this recovery is going to happen in the springtime when the juices start flowing again and they're even pushing new foliage. We've established that our broadleaf evergreens are the area of greatest concern, and this is Osmanthus, a variety of Osmanthus behind me in the Japanese garden, which is supposed to be evergreen. As you can see, it is not very green at all, completely denuded of foliage. And to check, if you're not the most patient person in the world, just like myself, is you're scratching with your thumbnail or a sharp knife, and you're nicking buds and looking for some level of resistance or green at the base of the bud attachment on the stem, and moving down the stem to scratch, feeling for a firm, supple stem, some flexibility, and looking for those moist green layers in the stem. Now, we say patient because, let's say, for example, that this plant is catastrophically and irreparably harmed by the freeze. Well, it's going to take a couple weeks for this to play out from an event that just happened on December 23rd. Number 2, your hellebores and herbaceous perennials, for the most part, are fine, so don't worry about it. Most of the herbaceous perennials in the ground are insulated by the ground layer. In the case of the hellebores, insulated by their own foliage. And so if you're tired of looking at that foliage, which was probably getting a little unsightly already, then go ahead and initiate your winter or spring cleanup routine. Clip it back, add your compost, mulch, and boom, you're ready for the spring. So again, not too worried about the herbaceous perennials. Number 3, use it as an opportunity to evaluate the plants in your garden and maybe cull out some invasive or plants that are less friendly to wildlife, such as Nandina. At Cheekwood, we're going to use this as an excuse to look critically at all of our Nandina throughout the property and probably get rid of quite a bit of it. And then lastly, I'd like just to talk about what does this mean for gardening in Middle Tennessee in the future, right? And should I select different plant material for my garden if we're going to have such extreme temperatures? And to that, I'll say you're just going to have to find a nice balance in your own space and make informed decisions. When you talk about hardiness zones and the USDA hardiness zones and whether a plant is adapted to live in a certain area, those zones are determined by average annual low temperature, which doesn't necessarily capture an extraordinary event like we had just a couple weeks ago. You know, one night of 5 degrees over a mild Middle Tennessee winter is not going to move the needle, so to speak, and necessarily drive us into a colder hardiness zone. So going back in with some of the same varieties is going to represent a certain amount of risk. Think about the last time that you had the similar experience in your garden and whether the enjoyment and the useful service life you got out of these plant selections in your garden was worth it. If you want to play it a little bit safer, then you might want to start looking at some of the more needled evergreens, native evergreens that are better adapted for these extreme cold temperatures.
Nestled in Nashville along the Cumberland River, Green Door Gourmet is a 350-acre organic farm, agritourism operation, and on-farm store. Green Door Gourmet grows a wide variety of fruits, flowers, vegetables, and herbs using holistic organic methods, providing our customers, including local restaurants and florists, with the absolute best direct from the field produce. Enjoy seasonal cut farm flower bouquets all summer long with our Green Door Gourmet Flower CSA. Farm field trips are offered March through October, as well as seasonal cooking classes and on-farm events such as our annual Fall Fest. Our on-farm store features Green Door Gourmet produce as well as products from our farm partners, the area's best local producers, including grass-fed meats, honey, jam, dairy, baked goods, and much more. Our local Farm Box program allows customers to take home a box with a variety of produce options based on what is growing at Green Door Gourmet. Join us in the spring for the You Pick Strawberry season. Our Countrypolitan White Oak Community Center is the perfect setting for weddings, meetings, farm-to-table and corporate events, and social occasions. Come visit Green Door Gourmet, just minutes from downtown Nashville.
I am so very grateful for Gilda's Club. When I was going through twice-a-day treatments, I didn't always want a family member or a friend with me all day. Sometimes I wanted to take a nap in between treatments, or take an art class, or do Tai Chi, or just play cards. And Gilda's provided all of that for me. It's been a year since I first walked into Gilda's Club, and I still go on a regular basis. Gilda's Club is a light in my life that never grows dim.
This holiday season, the largest lantern event in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. After sunset, come see more than 1,000 Chinese lanterns. All new designs including mythical beasts, a fantastical North Pole village, even a dragon soaring over your head. Welcome back to Zoo Illumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
Hello folks, Ronnie Barron here with the University of Tennessee and Tennessee State University Extension Office in Cheatham County. Are you a hunter or possibly a wildlife enthusiast? If you are, we'd like to share with you something that we have here called the Landowner's Guide to Wildlife Food Plots. It's an excellent publication with information about soil fertility, about site selection, about whatever species of wildlife you're trying to attract, which species of plants you would want to plant to sow to attract those, and a lot of other information for us planting dates and depths and even weed control. So if you're interested in this, you can just look online. I think we're going to provide you the link to go directly to this publication. We can provide you with a copy if you'd like as well. All you have to do is give us a call or send us an email. Also, we have something for youth. We have a wildlife food plot contest that we conduct each year. And we have a limited amount of seed actually to do this, but if your young people in your house, your 4-H'ers, 4-H Cheatham County 4-H Club members would like to participate, again, like I said, we've got a limited number of these bags that we get each year, but if they'd like to sow a wildlife food plot for enjoyment, for hunting, or whatever, it's about 1/4 of an acre or less. Usually needs to be planted in an area such as this here in a field along a wood line or something. But anyway, if you have any children that are interested in it, also contact us. Our email address and phone number are listed on our Facebook page.
My name is Dana Tucker, and I own Bella Tucker Decorative Finishes with my husband, Brooks. When you hire us at Bella Tucker for your kitchen project, you don't just get a paint job, you get a complete design space. We've worked in literally hundreds of kitchens. We've seen all different kinds of combinations of cabinet colors and countertops and tile and lighting, and we can direct you in making the right decisions. We know that kitchen remodels are expensive, and we're going to help you not to make any expensive mistakes. You know, they say that kitchens sell homes, and we want to make sure that your home can be enjoyed now with a beautiful design and also get you top dollar when you're ready to sell it. We want to deliver a beautifully painted cabinet job, a beautifully designed space that feels like home, your home. Whether you just need help painting your kitchen cabinets or you need a complete design for your whole house, we would love to work with you. Please get in contact with us today.
We have been thinking about updating our space for a while. We wanted both to brighten up the area and just make it a little more updated, but also use our space in a way that made more sense for our family. We started off knowing that we wanted to paint the cabinets. I really liked our cabinets, and I had done a little research and realized that it's much more money conscious if you paint them rather than replacing them. So that's originally how I came in contact with Dana. And then after that, we decided to also update the backsplash as well as the countertops. We kept all our same appliances and replaced this sink as well. We also replaced the hardware on the cabinets. They had before been black and they were cute, but we decided to go with the sleek nickel look to make it just a little more modern. So the area just to the right of our kitchen used to be where our kitchen table was. And we did use that table a lot, but it was a little bit cramped. And then the area just past the kitchen in the same room, we had a love seat and a chair and a very small table and computer for our girls. But they outgrew that and we needed something bigger. So we decided to move the kitchen table to the larger space, and then we added a bigger desk that Dana found for me on Craigslist and a couple of chairs to make this area a friendly space for the kids to do homework, use the computer, read, and we have found actually that we use it all the time. There's no way I can pick just one thing that's my favorite that we did in this remodel. Our remodel kind of ended up spilling over into the living room as well, which we'd also wanted to do for a while. And Dana was great at letting us use and even encouraging us to use items that we already had and just update them with a few things like different pillows, different rugs, that kind of thing. But I do really, really love the rug that we picked for the living room. I almost backed out on that, and I'm so glad I didn't. It was a great, great buy and a great, great price. I'm also super glad that we replaced the island countertop. Prior to this, it was black and looked dirty all the time. If you are considering updating your kitchen, painting your cabinet, changing your countertop, Bella Tucker is the way to go, and there's no doubt about that. They really did make this process for us just so much fun, and I learned a lot too through the process, but I loved how Dana was quick to hear what I wanted to say, but also quick to tell me when I had a dumb idea. I loved that she listened to me and never got offended when I said, I don't like that, and just worked with me to keep going and get to something that really made sense for our family and that I really loved. Both Eric and I had been a part of renovations in homes we'd owned before, and it hadn't always been a great experience. Quite honestly, it often been very stressful. So we put this off for a while because we weren't ready for the stress of it. We just didn't want to do it. And then we decided to pull the trigger. And I will say that working with Dana made this not only stress-free, but also enjoyable. Two things I did not think could be a part of a renovation.
Mark your calendars and come on out and join us for the Season 6 tapings of Jimmy, Bowen, and Friends. They start Monday, January 23rd through Thursday, January 26th at the Texas Troubadour Theater on Music Valley Drive in Nashville. They've got an amazing lineup. Carolyn Dawn Johnson, Ronnie McDowell, the Goodwin Brothers, the Jordan Family Band, John McEwen, Johnny Rodriguez, the Goldens, David Frizzell, Rafe Van Hoy, Maddie True, Ian Flanagan, Johnny Woods, and of course, Jimmy Bowen himself. 3 shows a night. You won't want to miss them. Shows are 5:30, 7, and 8:30 p.m. every day. They're free and open to the public. There's great food and a full bar available for purchase. Hope to see you there at the Texas Troubadour Theater.
It's the best thing, the best feeling. I'm so proud of her.
At first it was kind of hard, but now it's really easy. I've just learned to live different, and it's way better than how I was living.
Caitlin came into recovery court about a little over a year ago, and when she got here, she was separated from her family. Her mother has physical custody of her children, and because of her addiction, she had just lost all contact with her family.
When she first went into recovery, I thought, it's just a way, you know, it's just to keep her from being in jail. But, oh, it's worked. It's worked. I love it. I love it. It's the best program ever.
What's your favorite part of being a mom?
Probably hearing Mommy all the time. All the time. I never got to really hear that before.
It's different now.
This family is the model family that we want to impact in the court process.
Celebrating families was really fun. It gives families a chance to understand addiction.
Seeing the light bulbs go off with people when they really understand the structure of the brain and understand how addiction affects that. And they start understanding why it's so difficult to quit. Then they start rebuilding relationships. And that's what happened with Caitlin and her mom and her children.
Every member of my family is an addict but me. I still couldn't believe it was a disease. And yeah, I believe it is.
Beth came in with the attitude of, I want to learn as much as I can about addiction, what's happening to my child, how it affects my grandchildren, and how we can work together as a family.
When she first started coming around and visiting them, I never got to see her be a mama, sober. And it was like Kason knew that that was his mama. You know, it was amazing, and it felt good to watch her be a mama.
What's it mean to have the support of your mom?
That's something that I really can't explain. I'll be forever grateful for it, because I know a lot of people don't have that. And it's been tough, but she's been real supportive, and I really didn't think she was going to come around, because I have put her and my boys through a lot.
That's the whole beauty of celebrating families, is being able to watch the participants and the primary people in their lives to be able to rebuild those relationships and then be able to get their children back in their lives.
It's a really good program.
Families matter. Family engagement is so important. What we know and what now the research is showing is that family engagement in recovery creates better outcomes. Not only are we delivering services to the participant and their families, we're doing preventative work in the lives of their children.
And so the hope is we are going to be preventing a whole generation of children coming up from falling into the family line of addiction. So if we can stop that trajectory, it is a huge win.
Resources are finite, whether it's staff or money or community partnerships.
That's why I'm so grateful for the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse for being able to have money to give us to do this.
I'm so very proud of Caitlin. She's been able to find out what it means to be a mother to her, and then to be able to put those things into practice in her family's life.
I'm excited about her being sober, you know, doing things with the kids.
She's on her way to graduate. She's gotten custody of her children back. They've learned a lot about the disease of addiction and their own family system. They have put in a tremendous amount of work as a family, they've got a super bright future. Caitlin can do anything she wants to do.
I guess I'm excited to take some of the things that I've learned with me without being on recovery court.
How proud are you of your mother?
I am very proud.
How's it feel to be a family?
Feels good.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
There are all sorts of ways to use and utilize things that you might throw away. We try to find ways to use and utilize and make the most of stretching our food dollar. You have good food, you don't want to waste it. You want to use every bit of it. And sometimes the flavors that you find in those fancy places have been thrown away because you just didn't know. That's what this show is all about, right?
Absolutely. One delicious bite at a time.
Yum, yum, yum. Find recipes at greendoorgourmet.com or just come to the store here at greendoorgourmet.com. Tell them how to find you.
We're right on River Road. You're just going to head out from the Nashville area, hang right on River Road, go a mile and a half, look for the big green sign. We'll see you there.
Aren't you glad I turned you on to Green Door Gourmet?
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful here, and you are so amazing. I love
Thank you.
I mean, I liked you on the show.
You
No, but I liked you when I watched the show. But she's really amazing in person too, y'all. You have to, if you get a chance.
I think that we both adopted Sylvia, an official sister. Hey, y'all, if you're looking for a blessing, first of all, you need to bring all your family in and your chosen family in and get in the kitchen together and start cooking together, because that's where the love happens, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody pitches in. You can always find something you can do, even if it means peeling a potato.
Or washing a dish.
That's right.
That's right. And if you're outside looking for a blessing, you remember, gotta first be one.